right, your name again is?
Jessica.
And Jessica, you were telling me, where exactly are you from?
We're from Jungle Adventures. It is a natural park in Christmas, Florida, right off of State Road 50 in the heart of Christmas.
You're here at the Native American Festival at Canal Reed Park in Port Orange, Florida. What are you holding in your hand?
I am holding an African spurred tortoise. They are actually the third largest tortoise in the world. So by the time he gets to his full size in about 80 to 100 years, he'll get up to about your hips. So they look like the tortoises that you could ride in the zoo. They start off this small. Actually, they start off smaller, like golf ball size.
I was going to say, you just made me look down at my hips. I'm not sure I like that comparison. No, just joking. Yesterday when I spoke to you, I asked you what it was you guys are trying to do by being here. And you explained that you wanted to come and introduce native wildlife as well as those that are not native that's causing native wildlife. Explain exactly what it is you're trying to do here.
Here, we're all about education. We're trying to let people understand their native wildlife and what is around them and what they're exactly like. People can be deathly afraid of snakes or alligators, and if we let them be able to come in contact and they understand what they're about, then they're less likely to, let's say, hurt a snake in the wild because they don't like them. They'll just learn to leave them alone. And we also make sure and we stress that just because you're able to touch them here doesn't mean you go out to the wild and touch them. They are more likely to bite and attack.
When I was talking to you yesterday, you were holding a Burmese python.
Yes.
And Florida, especially the Everglades, has a problem with pythons. And you also described that this little creature here is playing havoc on, I think you said, the gopher tortoise?
Yes.
Explain that.
Well, basically with these guys, they're very good diggers, but if they find an easy hole to get into, they'll take over tortoise homes and holes, and they also eat their native vegetation. So with that, basically the gopher tortoise has nowhere to live and nothing to eat. And a gopher tortoise is a keystone species, meaning that it is vital to its ecosystem. Basically, those holes from gopher tortoises are used as burrows for animals to escape wildfires. Animals like foxes and other small creatures will actually go into those holes and be protected by the fires and share that hole with the gopher tortoise for a while until the fire is gone.
I must admit, holding it in your hand, it's kind of cute, small. However, I'm noticing, and I'm going to get to the camera, I can imagine he is a pretty good digger. It's almost like he's got shovels for paws, or...
Yes, that's actually one of the common ways, what a difference between a tortoise and a turtle. Tortoises live purely on land. If they get into water, they are more likely to drown because they are way too heavy. Turtles are more streamlined and their shells are flatter to their body. Plus, turtles have webbed fingers, while these guys actually have fingernails and actual toes, as you see. So yes, these guys are great at digging. A lot of them get into the wild because either they are released because people don't do their research and don't understand how big they will get real quickly, and they're expensive to upkeep, or they just dig out of their home because people don't properly enforce it. You need to have fences and everything underneath your ground buried so that they don't get out. We've gotten a couple African spurred tortoises from our volunteers who found them wandering into their yards because they dug out somewhere.
He is definitely a cute creature, small, but being as big as my hips in 80 years is a scary thought. Thank you so much.
Thank you.